Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amanda. I'm going to be doing a review over the Marc Jacobs Coconut Collection. And now the only thing I don't have is the spray, just for the purposes of a lot of people got it and they said that the actual spray itself was bad quality and that it was spritzing in like bigger oil splots. So I really just did not want to waste all that money on a spray that I would probably end up not liking and just returning, because a lot of people said that if the spray was in a different bottle it'd be good, but the sprayer itself was just not good. So I really just do not want to waste my time and my money on that. So I am in the same makeup and outfit as two of my other videos that I don't know will be up either before or after this one. I do have the primer, the gel highlighter, and the bronzer. Have that very faint coconut smell. If you're sensitive to scents, don't really like coconutty stuff, I would definitely go smell this stuff before you go and try it, just to save yourself some money, because these are pricey items and there's no need to go waste your money if you're not going to like the smell. So you can get all of the items at Sephora in store and on the website, as well as the Marc Jacobs website. If you can find them other places, like I don't know if Macy's or Nordstrom or stuff like that has them. If I can find that they do, I will leave them in the box down below, leaving the places where you can actually find these items. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the bronzer. This is it. These lights are probably washing it out right now. It's just basic white with the silver Marc Jacobs writing right here. It is a huge compact, and one is in the shade 104 Tantastic. Now this one is a limited edition. They do have another bronzer, which I think is a little bit more warmer than this one, like a slight bit warmer, that is in the permanent, but this one is limited edition. The last time I checked it was out of stock, but I will leave a link to it so you can keep check on it if you do want it, to see if it'll come back in stock. Okay, so we'll go into a few points first. The packaging itself is absolutely beautiful. The box came in was beautiful. The only complaint I have is when it arrived, there was an immense amount of air bubbles in the back packaging right here where the description is. So if I'm going to spend a lot of money, I would like for even the outside packaging to, you know, hold up to the price. And this is $49. I do not know if I mentioned that, but I really don't think you're going to be able to tell, but there are some little bubbles left over it. But there was so many, and I mean even big air bubbles as well. But I took like a sewing needle and I poked into them so it released the air out of it. So now I have like little itty bitty puncture holes, but I'd rather have those little puncture holes than those big air bubbles. So that's the only thing that I have to complain about this packaging. I don't know if everybody's was like that or if it was just mine or a select few. But that was just like something that disappointed me, because I mean if I'm spending $50 for a bronzer, I would like for there to not be air bubbles in the packaging. But anyway, to the inside of it, it has this humongous mirror. So if you're wanting to travel with this, this is absolutely great just because of this mirror itself. And then the actual bronzer is a huge pan. So again, there is beautiful packaging, huge pan, 25 grams of product. Now the shade itself is neutral, like this doesn't pull more warm or cool or red or anything. It is literally just like a neutral tone. Like where it's neutral, it can be used for a bronzer or contour. I would say this is more for fair to a medium skin tones, and it is fairly pigmented. You do have to work a little bit if you want a huge amount of pigment, but that is just a finger swatch. Once you actually dip a brush in there and put it on your face, it's really pigmented, so you have to go in with like kind of a light hand just to make sure that you don't sloppily put it just everywhere. So that's it right here. So you can tell it is very neutral. It doesn't pull warm or red. anything like that. It is just like a true neutral. And then it does blend nicely. Like if you do go a little bit overboard with it, you can just take a powder brush or what you used for your foundation, just go over it, blend it out, and it looks very nice. Like it doesn't look, it's not one of those bronzers that once you start to blend it out, it looks like muddy and choppy and stuff like that. It actually blends very nicely. So overall, I do recommend this bronzer while you still can get it, just because it is that beautiful neutral undertone. Next, we're going to move on to the gel drops. Now, this one is new to this collection as well. Now, I don't think this one's limited edition. I think this one's going to stay in the permanent line, but this is $44. You do get a good amount of product. I think you get 1 fluid ounce of product, so it's really good for $44. It's still a little pricey for a highlighter, but for the amount that you get, it's a really good price, especially because a little does go a long way with this product, I promise. I think this is one of those shades that match a lot of skin tones. The packaging is the same as the primer and the foundation type with the white and the glass bottle. It does come with a pump, which I really do like that, especially if it's like a gel highlighter. Now the pump, if you're going to do one full pump, it is going to pump out a lot of product. I would not do that unless you're going to mix it in with your moisturizer or your foundation. Unless you're going to do that, I would go in with a very small pump. Small pump, not a full pump, because the pump pumps out a lot. So this is what it looks like when you pump it out. Now this is one of those gel consistencies, so it's a little bit of a thicker liquid. It's not like one of those liquids that once you pump it out it's gonna run. It's pretty thick. So that's it right there. I love the smell of this. I hope that you can tell. Now I really do like the shade of this. It is kind of, I think that the website says that it's like a peach, like a peachy gold or peachy bronze. I really hope that you can see this. Like this is one of those that I think will match every single skin tone out there, because it is just light enough with that peachiness to go with fair light skin tones, but it is golden enough to be good for dark skin tones. Now you have like a, I would say kind of like a small time frame to work with this. So if you're thinking you're going to put it there and then do something else with your face and then go back and blend it, not really. Once it sits there for a good 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it dries. Like right now, this is dry, but it's not that type of dry that is, you know, going to be completely transfer proof. It's not like that, but it is going to set very fast. So it does give you that intense wet pigmentation, like that wet glow to the face. I can wear this like just by itself on top of my foundation, or I can mix this in with my foundation or moisturizer. Now I will do this quite a lot whenever I want to look healthy and glowy without putting all this makeup on. I will put my like more thick cream, like facial cream, on with my eye cream and stuff like that, but then I'll put the highlighter right here on the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, and like right here on my forehead, a little on my chin and nose. Like I barely dab it in, and I use a beauty blender with this highlighter, and it creates just the most healthy looking complexion. Next we're going to move on to the face primer. This again is $44, and you do get 1 fluid ounce with this. Again, I like the beautiful packaging of it. It has a pump as well. Now when you put this on, again, depends how much you want, depends how much you're going to pump. It does come out white, but then when you start to mix it in, it does become clear. Now this kind of has like an almost cooling sensation. Like when I rub it in on my hand does feel a little cool. So I do like that about it. It's kind of like a light cream. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a thick cream, because once you put it on there, it is going to run a little bit. So it's kind of like a light liquidy cream, kind of like a watery cream almost. I would say it's not greasy, like that type of oily greasy feel. But it does dry almost tacky. It has like a little bit of a tackiness to it, but not like an intense stickiness once it dries. So that is a good base for your makeup. You want something that is going to have a little bit of a tackiness so your foundation will stick to it and lay on it really nicely. Now this primer itself, it's more like a moisturizing primer. It's like if you took a regular primer and your daytime moisturizer and mixed them together. It's more of a moisturizing primer instead of like that type of primer that's going to like fill in or smooth over like your pores and lines and stuff. This is not going to do that. It's not going to smooth over anything or cover up anything. It's just basically like one of those light moisturizing primers that you want to have like a base for. So if you don't have any problem areas, or if you're the type of person that likes to mix primers, then this is going to be good. But if you're looking for something that wants to do like the all-in-one primer, as in smoothing over your pores, filling in your fine lines, covering redness, stuff like that, it's not going to do that. This is just basically your basic moisturizing primer. I don't like the price of it. I don't think that it's this all-out of this world primer for $44. I don't really think that it is a good moisturizing primer, though I do like it. It's just not like an, oh my gosh, amazing, you have to get this over every single primer out there. It's I wouldn't say it's that. Really the only problem I have with that is the price point for what the primer actually does. But I think it is a good primer. If you have dry skin, normal dry skin, I mean, I would recommend it if you're going to purchase a good primer, but I'm not going to like say, hey, it's my number one. Let me know down below some other collections that you want me to try or other products that you want me to do reviews over. I'm going to be doing a makeup collection video within like the next month-ish. Probably, don't hold me to that, but very soon in the near future, once I have all of my actual organizers inside my drawers settled down. I have a few more pieces I want to get to actually organize the collection, so once I actually have all that set, then I will do my collection. But let me know if that's something you want to see or what videos that you all do want to see. I really hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, check out other videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.